I love the film, guys. I watched it this morning. I think it's a really, really special piece of filmmaking, and I can see there must have been a real sense of brotherhood on set. So that got me wondering, John and Shay, what is it like when one of your co-stars is also directing you?
Take it, John.
Yeah, look, he also wrote the piece, you know what I mean? And John and I had been kind of living this for a long time since, we did the play 10 years ago. Look, this was, I think the best projects are the ones where they're really collaborative, like in the real sense of the word, where it's sort of devoid of ego. There's no real hierarchy. We're all just working on something together. And I think when you get around the real greats, that's always the way it is. And that's how this was, Shea would come over, give me a note. I'd give him a note. We could both give John a note and vice. It was free flowing like that. It was, hey, how do we we're mining for something. We're digging for something. How do we make this a little bit more dangerous? What are we really trying to get after here?
I never listened to a note that he gave them.
That is really why his performance is inherently flawed. Like, had he just gone by the sort of the buoys in the water that I put forward for Shea, it would have been. I mean, what he did was stunning, but I could have delivered him glory. But anyway, that's really how it was. It was an open forum, open books, open hearts, and it's the only way. It's really the only way to work.
This was John's first piece he directed, and a lot of times I find the early mistake is someone writes and directs it, and it's like, no, it has to be done this way. This is the way I wrote it, and they don't realize the lead up, how much you put into it, and then at some point, an actor crosses over and understands a character even more than a writer or a director at some point. And what he did that was so beautiful was he brought us in and then let me find Packy. I mean, John knew Sueno, but I think Sueno even, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Sueno changed from even all those performances. He got deeper in places, and we kept challenging each other, and that's what you see viscerally on the screen. You see this piece is so personal to these guys. And then I came in and just tried to, you want to fit in. You want to see how close you can get to John's vision of that was my challenge. I love that, to see if we could bring to fruition what he had in mind,
Yeah, and John, to turn that question back to you, obviously you're directing, but you're also performing alongside these two. So what's it like for you in the moment to be thinking as a director, a performer, and obviously conscious of your fellow actors as well in the scene?
I really try to take that adage of, work with the best and get out of the way. I mean, I like, what am I going to tell John and Shea? I'm not going to give them acting notes. I can just say, hey, this is what we want. I mean, I feel like my directing started when I wrote it. And then these guys know more, to Shea's point, they know more about the character than I do as the writer or the director. So it's really creating that camaraderie and supporting one another. And look, honestly, as an actor, I was trying stuff, and then we'd give each other notes. We'd do that. And when there's that level of trust, you just go for it. And the script is a roadmap. This is a very simple story, but it's about love, and it's about friendship, and it's about the characters. So why wouldn't you let those characters dictate moment to moment? So, look,
make no mistake. Sorry to interrupt you, John, but make no mistake. The director is a captain on the ship, and if I was struggling or Johnny B was struggling, he would come in and say, just think about this or think about that. It wasn't like he just completely, that's very humble. He came in and would just lace in something real, feather something in for me, especially because Packy was, he was tricky for me. And, so he direct. I mean, it's incredible. This is his first piece out and got this result, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And John and Shea, I love the dynamic between Sueno and Packy. It's so complicated and so pure as well at the same time. So for the two of you, you're going from joking with each other in one scene to slapping one another in the next. What's that like for you as actors, that dynamic on set?
Look, I'll say, look, it was a joy. It's a joy. Shea's he's a treasure. It doesn't get better than that. And I know that. I respect him as an artist the same way I respect him as a guy. I love him. I love his family. It's like when you get to play with somebody that good, that quick, that sharp, that smart, there's no place that it can't go. Everything is on limits. You can throw out something and you know you're going to get something back that's going to surprise you and affect you. And there was really, I don't know how he felt. I really felt that it kind of flowed, whether the camera was on, whether the camera was off. It was just.
Well, to be specific, I'll take one scene specific when he had to hit me in the bar. You have to have love, a lot of love underneath that in order, because that wasn't a fake hit. That was a pop from Jon Bernthal, which, all kidding aside, he hit me a couple of times. I think we did it 4 or 5 times, and he hit me once. And that's the one I hope we got, because it was, and afterwards, there's so much love underneath, which is what great fights, what great scenes like that should have. It shouldn't be just about the pop. It should be the aftermath. It should be before the pop. You know what I mean? So all that you're feeling, you may not know what you're feeling as an audience member, but you know you're feeling something. You know what I mean? That's, to me, a great movie. Make me feel. I don't care. Make me laugh, make me cry, scare the shit out of me. Make me feel something. You know what I mean? And that's what they don't do. They're too formulaic nowadays. And this, I've seen it 2 or 3 times, and I still want to see it again.
Amazing one. Just very quickly, John, while I have you, is there any chance we're going to see you back as the Punisher soon? There's all those Daredevil rumors.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, yeah, I don't know about all that.
Fingers crossed. Anyway, well, thank you.
He's lying. He's already filming.
Oh, well, thank you guys. As I said,
Thanks,
this is
Josh.
a special film. It's a real movie of the year candidate, and you're all just terrific. So thanks so much for your time.